Hello again, fans and friends, and welcome to another edition of PD's 4R. My name is PDW2KX, and today I want to talk about the video game Crime Scene Cleaner.
Clean this up, now.
Published by Playway SA, Crime Scene Cleaner joins an ever-growing list of simulator games that Playway has either published, developed, or sometimes they've even done both. Notable other games from Playway include Car Mechanic Simulator, House Flipper, Thief Simulator, and a whole host of others. With an overwhelmingly positive Steam review score, priced at $19.99 and currently on sale for $15.99 at the time I'm recording this video, Crime Scene Cleaner is also free to play as part of PC Game Pass. For quite a while now, I felt like PC Game Pass is the best deal you can get in gaming, and ultimately, Crime Scene Cleaner is a welcome addition to an incredible and ever-expanding catalog of games. But even if you don't have PC Game Pass, Crime Scene Cleaner gives you a whole lot of game for $20. The levels are expansive, the cleaning is fun, the story is interesting, and there's enough in-game content and replayability that it's an easy pickup for $20. If you're even a passing fan of the cleaning style genre, you could do a lot worse, and only with a few other games can you really get anything better. Does it measure up to my golden standard Power Wash Simulator? Do I see myself putting in almost 2,000 hours on Crime Scene Cleaner like I have done with Power Wash? Honestly, gotta admit, no.
Hear me out for a sec.
The game is good, make no mistake. I'd go so far as to call it quite good. But there are a few notable stumbling blocks that keep it from reaching great status, especially compared to my GOAT Power Wash Simulator. But I always try to start and end my videos on a positive note, so let's dive into what I really enjoyed about Crime Scene Cleaner. Let's start with the first and most important aspect of any cleaning game. How fun is the cleaning? And the answer to that is, it's pretty fun. The game can feel a little overwhelming at first, but by the second level, you'll more or less understand how everything works and you'll be ready to dive into the game. The mission objectives are exactly what you'd expect. You spend a whole lot of time cleaning up bloodstains and disposing of evidence. This is probably going to sound a lot more morbid than I intended to, but I honestly have to say, it really is quite fun to just stack bodies on top of each other and then dump them in the back of your truck like garbage. Please don't judge me.
So please don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I also found myself surprisingly invested in the storyline of the game. The cleaning genre is not really known for its intricate storytelling, but credit to the game, they really do a great job of establishing the world your character lives in. In Crime Scene Cleaner, you play the role of a down-on-his-luck janitor named Kowalski, who can't afford the expensive medical treatments for his young daughter. When presented with an opportunity to make some money outside the confines of the law, his experience as a janitor makes him such a good crime scene cleaner that he keeps getting work from criminals who need him to cover up their crimes. There's even a big bad to the story in the form of Big Jim, a local mafia boss. As a fan of the crime genre, it has all the hallmarks of good crime story writing. Hardened criminals, difficult choices, the fight between doing what is right and doing what needs to be done to provide for your family, and a protagonist that struggles with the idea that what he is doing is wrong and that what he is becoming is a villain. I also enjoyed the skill tree in the game, although I did have a few issues with it, but I'll get to them later. Let me start with a little context. With a lot of these cleaning games, you could argue a skill tree is unnecessary. Everything cleans the same, right? So you really need to do something different to justify having a skill tree at all. And that's a mission that Crime Scene Cleaner does manage to accomplish. There are some interesting added benefits for putting points into various skills, and there's enough versatility here that you can really tailor your skills to the type of way you like to play. Most of your choices involve either increasing your cleaning radius, increasing your ability to clean tougher stains quicker, or increasing the durability of your items so they don't get dirty as fast as they used to. Taking the time to go through your skill tree only rarely feels tedious, and for the most part it's rewarding and adds to the game's replayability. But making the cleaning fun in your cleaning game is really only half the battle. The other half is having fun places to clean. And Crime Scene Cleaner does that well too. The game starts in an apartment complex, but over the course of the game, you'll be cleaning a pizza parlor, a luxurious mansion, cabins in the woods, a full scale museum complete with giant T Rex skeleton, and even a large scale industrial warehouse. And every map has tons of places to explore and secrets to find. Using the game's own in game timer, I can say that it took me anywhere from 45 minutes to almost 2 hours to 100% complete any one level. That's a lot of game for only $20.
Talk about bang for your buck, am I right?
So, what's keeping Crime Scene Cleaner from achieving true greatness? Honestly, it's not a whole lot, but what is there is noticeable. So, here are the critiques I have for Crime Scene Cleaner. I spoke earlier about having some issues with the game's skill tree, so let's get into that first. The first few levels of this game feel rougher than they need to be. Until you have the skill points to upgrade your items, you'll be constantly having to take time away from cleaning to wash your instruments and dispose of garbage bags. Until you fully upgrade it, the game even caps how often you can use the Cleaning Sense ability. You know the one where you press a button and the game highlights everything that still needs to be cleaned. And to restrict that ability behind a skill tree progression system, man, I hate to say it, but that sucks. As I said in a previous video, I'm ancient by gamer standards. I'm in my 30s. I got the boomer eyesight. One of the main reasons I've played so much Power Wash is because I can spam that ability.
But I cannot see, I'm legally blind.
And another reason I play so much Power Wash is because it removes all the tedium from cleaning. Even though it might have simulator in its name, Power Wash Simulator is actually one of the least realistic cleaning style games I've ever played. In Crime Scene Cleaner, you do have access to a power washer, but you need to carry it around with you, and when you place it down, you can only use it within a certain range of where it's placed. There are upgrades that mitigate this, but again, this comes only with time and skill points, and these upgrades are near the end of the Power Washer skill tree. And even fully upgraded, it will still eventually run out of water, meaning you'll have to stop whatever it is you're doing and run to a refilling station. I know that it's realistic and accurate to life to have a cleaning game where you need to routinely clean your tools and you need to routinely refill your water. But do any of us really play cleaning games for their realism? Didn't Power Wash become one of the breakout hits of the COVID era because it made cleaning simple and fun, not because it was so realistic and accurate? Even with all the upgrades, all the bells and whistles, I was never able to fully escape the feeling that Crime Scene Cleaner made cleaning crime scenes more tedious than it needed to be. The large map size also ends up being a source of annoyance and a bit of a double-edged sword. There's an impressive sense of scale to the game. In particular, the museum level was gigantic, one of the biggest maps I've ever played in any cleaning game. But several of the late game maps are so big that it starts becoming a detriment. Without any sort of mini-map or formal map system, all you really have are a series of notices on the left side of the screen that detail the current part of the map you're in, what needs to be done in that area, and what needs to be done for the entire map in general. Most of the time, I had a lot of fun exploring the maps, but there were definitely times where I felt both lost and confused.
Where the fuck am I?
Several of the maps feel very puzzle oriented, with blocked entrances, hidden compartments, and multiple keys and key cards that need to be collected before you can progress. I hate to sound this negative, but I play cleaning games because it's fun to clean things, not because I want to do a scavenger hunt in the middle of a giant maze.
What is even happening right now?
And my final critique for the game concerns its story, specifically how the story ends. Here is your spoiler warning for the video, so I'll give you a moment to skip ahead. With that said, I found it incredibly anticlimactic that the story just kinda ends. Of all the ways this story could have ended, I just cannot understand why the story ended with Big Jim, the central villain of the game, being arrested on charges completely unrelated to all the various murders you helped cover up for him. And then the main character just decides to stop what he's doing. And I just feel like, dude, your daughter is still sick. Sure, she's fine now after you spent all your illegal crime money to pay for her treatment, but she's still going to need medical attention for the rest of her life. Do you really think you'll be able to pay for her future treatments by going back to being a severely underpaid janitor?
I'm broke, nigga! I'm broke!
And who says you just get to quit the crime game? Even if Big Jim is gone for the moment, who says he can't just make bail? And what about all the other crime figures that now know you by reputation? By the time the game ends, everyone in the local criminal underworld knows that you're the best there is at what you do. You think they're just going to let you leave?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You're going nowhere! As much as I enjoyed the story, the ending just felt so unresolved. But make no mistake, I enjoyed Crime Scene Cleaner much more often than I didn't. I'd say that 80 to 85% of the time I had a really enjoyable experience, and that feels like the perfect score range for Crime Scene Cleaner. Somewhere between 80 and 85, depending on how much you like cleaning style games, and also depending on how you specifically enjoy playing those types of games. I personally give it an 83 out of 100. For $20, you really can't ask for much more. If you have PC Game Pass and enjoy the cleaning game genre, it is absolutely a no-brainer to give this game a try. Overall, Crime Scene Cleaner is fun, engaging, unique, and well worth your time. And that's the video, fans and friends. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe if you feel like liking and subscribing. My name is PDW2KX. This has been PD's 4R, and I'll see you in the next one.